Alrighty, so the plan with this bike is to fiberglass a cafe racer style seat with a hump on the back, and I'm going to have a pan under here just to hold the electronics. Also want to cut down this battery box so when I take the side cover off I can easily access the battery without having to remove the seat, remove the electronics tray to get access to the battery. So definitely need to cut this down so when I take the side cover off, just reach in and swap out the battery if needed. First look at the wiring on the bike. You can see that the taillight wiring is far too long and it's just wrapped up into a knot. Also the indicator wiring is far too long, so they'll need to be tidied up. We've got the fuse box here which is just loosely sitting inside the frame. Surprised it hasn't dropped onto the chain and cut through it. Definitely going to have to reroute this main wiring harness as it's running over the frame there, and when the seat's down it's putting pressure on the actual wiring harness itself. But first off, what I'm going to do is just disconnect all this wiring, run that harness underneath the frame, and then we'll make an electronics box so everything can just be bolted onto it. Alrighty, now all the wiring is on the underside of the frame. So we've just removed the battery box. As always, appropriate footwear.
You want me to change my boots, eh? Just in there like that.
We've now got to change the footwear to something more appropriate for welding. Now we're just going to make a mount for this battery strap to hold it in place. Now what we're going to do is just make the electronics tray. Such a weird design, this frame. Just notice that on this side the frame's nice and straight, and then on this side it kinks out just there, so that's a bit unique. Alright, now to see if there's plenty of room between the electronics box and the battery to get in and out, and as you can see there's plenty of room.
Right, let's go and see if it fits in the hole.
So we're just going to drill some holes in the frame and then install some nutserts. Now to rivet in the nutserts. Alrighty, so that's the battery box and the electronics tray completed. Yes, I know it's not the tidiest setup, but it is 100% better than what it was. And when I put the side covers on, you're not going to see the wiring and the battery box. Another thing I did off camera with the pan was just drill some holes in either corner. So when I wash the bike, any water gets in, it's just going to run down and come out the back instead of flooding all the electrics. So that was obviously necessary. So if you see my last video where I rode this bike home, you would have heard me whinging about the indicators not working, and all I had to do was change out the flasher can as the old one was faulty. So now my indicators are working like new. So as soon as we fix one issue being the wiring, another problem arises, and that is leaking forks. No, that is not dog pee from that little terror, but these fork seals are absolutely shot, so they're going to need replacing. So in the next video, I'm going to be rebuilding the forks, because then I can get to work on the front end by mounting the fork lamp bars, installing a digital speedo, cutting down the front fender, and changing out the headlight and indicators. So before I can do all that, I've got to fix these forks. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.